Good morning and thank you for choosing Fox 10 News on this Sunday morning. Today is April 18th. I am Gianni Navarro. Well, we've endured a lot of rain in the past couple of days, but Matt, I wore yellow so I could bring in the sunshine. Is this going to work?
Yeah, it definitely worked. Good job on that. We are looking a lot better for today, so get ready to get outside and likely clean up the mess that your yard is. We still have a few showers left on the radar. You see they're still marching from west-east here across our coastal areas here this morning, so there are still a few showers left. None of them obviously are heavy at all, but they're still out there sort of pestering us. But we'll be done with these soon enough, and we'll be moving on from this rain and seeing some clearing. Here's what that looks like on the bigger picture. You can see the rain mostly south of us out in the Gulf, but then you can start to actually see some breaks in the clouds. So yes, that will mean sunshine. No, it's been a while. We're going to get some. And here's how it looks on the Futurecast today. Good news is once we get through this morning, I think the rain's pretty much done. We won't fully get out of the clouds, so we're going to have a mix of sun and clouds throughout the day. But I don't think anybody's going to argue with partly cloudy skies after what we've been through here last week or so. So we're clearing out at least the rain, and we'll have a few clouds left over. But all in all, a really nice day. Temperatures this morning are comfortably cool. 55 in Mobile, 55 in Fairhope as well, 58 in Orange Beach this morning, 54 in Wilmer. Here's how it looks on the planner as we go through the morning and on into the day. You can see these temperatures coming on up. Should be near 70 by lunchtime. We'll top out in the low 70s, lower humidity, peaks of sunshine. It is going to be a pretty day. And the great news is that this isn't a one-time deal. We got more of this for the upcoming week. Details and a nice forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Matt. Well, all of that rain making it tough on people who rely on good weather to make a living. Back-to-back storms really taking its toll on local farmers. Jeremy Sessions says they've already seen up to 20 inches of rain the last couple of weeks in Grand Bay. He says if the weather doesn't let up soon, they may have to start from the ground up again, which could set them back up to more than a week.
Because of the 2 weeks worth of bad weather and rainy conditions, we depend on being early so that we can capture the early market and get better prices for our product.
If farmers can't make up for lost ground, Sessions says it's possible the price of produce could be affected during summer. And the weather wreaking havoc on the Mobile sewage system. Overflows reported throughout the area over the last few days. The Mobile County Health Department keeping track of sewer water flowing into creeks and rivers. MAWS estimating nearly 25,000 gallons spilled into the Mobile River, Eslava Creek, and 3 Mile Creek just yesterday. So be careful if you come across any standing water from these overflows. You can check our website, fox10tv.com, to see if there's a location near you. And the city of Mobile spending millions of dollars to try to prevent flooding. A multi-million-dollar project is underway on Broad Street. This work is going far beyond a simple resurfacing. Workers are replacing the drainage pipes to expand capacity. The idea is to move water out before it builds up and overflows the road. City officials say they've purchased 4 additional vacuum trucks since 2019. That has significantly increased the number of drains the city workers can clean. Last year and in 2019, the city improved dozens of miles of ditches, cleaned more than 10,000 drains, and repaired or replaced thousands of feet more. City officials also say they planned funds from the BP oil spill to pay for a comprehensive GPS mapping of every existing piece of stormwater infrastructure that will help planners identify vulnerable areas. And mark your calendars, the city of Mobile setting a new date for its community cleanup event in Baumhauer Randall Park because of the storms. The new date is set for May 15th from 8:30 in the morning until 11:30 in the morning. And the city also announcing a delay in trash pickup because of the weather from the past few days. They say the garbage trucks are currently behind schedule and are working to get caught up with their regular schedules. Meanwhile, stay on top of all the latest weather developments and get alerts with our free Fox 10 News app. To download it, just search for Fox 10 News in the App Store or scan this QR code. In other news this morning, a former Mobile police officer is free on bail this morning following an arrest on felony sex crimes. Now, according to Mobile police, 27-year-old Jamoris Cage turned himself in Friday afternoon. He was booked into Metro around noon and bailed out nearly 40 minutes later. While he's charged with 2 counts of sexual extortion, Mobile police would not elaborate on any further details. According to a Facebook post from MPD, Cage graduated the Mobile Police Academy in January of 2019. And an off-duty police officer from Alabama involved in a shootout in New Orleans. It happened in the mid-city area near a popular restaurant. According to investigators, the officer was about to eat lunch when he got word someone was breaking into his car. When he went to check it out, a man getting out of his car pointed a gun at him. That's when the off-duty officer pulled out his own gun and they both started firing. Now, no one was hurt and the suspect fled the scene.
This is the very early stages of this investigation, so we do not know its connection, if any, to anything else that we are working right now. Hope that he have a better experience while he stay here in New Orleans. He said he will remain here in New Orleans. He intends on staying here and enjoying his stay, but you know, it's just an unfortunate incident that he had to experience while in our city.
According to police, the suspect was able to get away in another car. The investigation is ongoing. And the Air Force's Thunderbirds headlining a beach air show, but a World War II dive bomber almost stole the show. The TBM Avenger was forced to make an emergency water landing at the beach after a major engine failure. The antique Navy warplane had undergone an extensive restoration before being returned to flight last year. The pilot was the only person on board and was not injured. Both the FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board are investigating the mechanical issue that forced the splashdown. And the Johnson & Johnson vaccine still sidelined in the United States. This as several states are still seeing coronavirus cases surging. Some other parts of the world are seeing their highest case totals since the start of the pandemic. Fox News correspondent Alex Hogan has that story.
A somber milestone in the coronavirus pandemic, the global death toll from the virus now at 3 million. Cases spiking in places like India, where many cities are essentially shut down, and in Brazil, where they are building more crypts to bury the dead. In the U.S., doctors are optimistic about the long-term outlook thanks to a successful vaccine rollout.
66 million people, only 5,800 get sick who got the fully vaccinated in the United States, and they only got very mild cases. That means that this vaccine is as good as touted.
But new data from Johns Hopkins University suggests things are far from over. At least 21 states saw daily case numbers rise by at least 10%. In Michigan, hospitals are nearly full.
When I first came in, it was like a war zone. I couldn't believe the amount of people that were everywhere and needed help.
A pause on the Johnson & Johnson vaccine has been extended. Doctors are still reviewing why a handful of people developed blood clots after getting the shot. The Surgeon General saying Friday the move is out of an abundance of caution.
What you are seeing right now, a signal came up, the FDA and CDC jumped on it immediately. And decided to investigate thoroughly.
Many clinics that use the J&J vaccine have now received replacements of either Moderna or Pfizer. But even if you have received 2 shots, you may not be finished. This week, the CEO of Pfizer said that people might need a 3rd booster shot within the year. In New York, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
And if you're looking to get vaccinated, several vaccine clinics happening in Mobile County that you may want to put on your calendar. Second dose vaccinations happening at the cruise terminal in just a couple of days on April 20th. A Pfizer first dose happening at Blunt High School on the 23rd. That's starting at 4 in the afternoon. And then next Monday, a first dose Moderna clinic happening in Grand Bay at Little Rock AME Zion Church starting at 9 in the morning. That's on the 26th. And the White House is releasing more than $1 billion to help the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention track and combat coronavirus variants. Public health experts have been saying for months that the U.S. has been slow to identify and track these strains. The funding was approved by Congress as part of the $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill. And thousands of restaurants hit hard because of COVID. As things reopen, many of them are short of employees. The city of Mobile trying to help out some of those restaurants struggling to find employees today. There will be a big job fair in downtown Mobile, so if you're interested in the food and beverage industry, head on out to Cathedral Square. Several downtown restaurants will be set up there between 2 and 5 p.m. to answer questions and, of course, take applications. Organizers want you to come down and see where you fit in.